Hi, today I'm going to take you through just a couple of seated stretches to loosen up the back side of the body. This would be really good if you've been sitting in a chair all day, either working at a desk or even driving in the car. It would be best to start with a chair that does not have wheels, or if it does have wheels, lock them please, and a chair that does not have arms. You can use a chair that has arms, but some of the movements may be a little restricted. You may have to modify to reach like around the arm, something like that. This is what I'm using today. Sit up tall, scooch away from the back of the chair enough that you have a little space behind you. Letting the hands stay heavy on the thighs, I'm going to draw circles with the shoulders. I'm going to take one up and one down, it doesn't matter which is which, and draw circles with the shoulders. You can start small and maybe work your way up into a bigger circle, a bigger range of motion. And reverse. And come back to center. I'm going to reach the right arm out and down, dropping the shoulder away from the ear. You can keep the fingers still or you can wiggle. Sitting up even taller, have a big breath in. As you exhale, let the left ear drop towards the left shoulder. We should feel a stretch on this right side. You can reach straight out to the right or even slightly back a little bit. See which stretch feels better for you in the side of the neck and in the shoulder, or maybe even in the upper arm. When you're ready, bring the crown of the head up, bring the right hand back to the lap. Float the left arm away from the body, reaching out and down. Imagine rolling the shoulder away from the left ear. You can wiggle the fingers or keep them still. You can reach straight out or slightly back. When you're ready, sit up even taller, breathe in. As you exhale, drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Feeling the stretch kind of land or settle in on the left side. Awesome, keep breathing. Coming back to center. Bringing the hands to the knees. Big breath in, and on the exhale, I'm going to slide the hands forward to the front of the knees. I'm going to round the spine and tuck the chin towards the chest. On the inhale, sitting up, coming through neutral, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. Imagine that somebody has a string attached to your sternum and they're lifting up, and we tuck the chin slightly up, broadening, opening across the chest, stretching on the belly. As you exhale, coming back into your cat shape, rounding the spine back, tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhaling up, exhaling back. And we'll just move through a few more of these seated cat-cows, moving with your breath. If you want to hold for an extra breath or two, of course, that is fine. And when you're ready, come back to neutral. Inhale the arms up, reach up. As we exhale, we're going to turn to the left. Bring the left elbow to the back of the chair, or you can hold the seat of the chair. And bring the right hand across and down to the left knee or left thigh. As you breathe in, imagine getting taller. As you breathe out, look back and down over your left side. Make sure we're not pressing the belly forward here, but that the low back stays neutral. Inhale, back to center. Floating the arms up. As we exhale, second side, we're going to turn open to the right. Take the right elbow to the back of the chair, or hand can hold the seat. Left arm comes across the body to the outside of the right leg. As you breathe in, sit up tall. As you breathe out, look over the right shoulder, neutral in the low back. Breathe here. Slowly untwist and come back to center. I'm going to bring my left hand to the seat of the chair. I'm holding, actually, like kind of gripping under the side of the chair. If that doesn't work and you have like a big chair, flat hand is fine, but I'm going to hold under the seat of mine. I'm going to reach the right arm up. Imagine someone's gently tugging on your wrist. We stretch up, getting a little taller. Big breath in, and on the exhale, I'm going to bend or lean to the left, stretching on this right side. Try to roll the right shoulder back so we're not closing forward and down, but kind of opening up. Maybe look past the right elbow. Coming back to center. I'm going to scooch over just a little bit so I have room on the right side for my hand. I'm going to bring the right hand to the seat of the chair. You can hold or just hand flat depending on what you're sitting on. Float the left arm up. Imagine someone tugs on that wrist. We get a little taller. Big breath in on the exhale. I'm going to lean to the right. Roll that left shoulder back. Feel that stretch from the left hip all the way up through the fingers. Maybe look past your left elbow. Inhaling back up. Awesome. I'm going to lift the right knee. You can hold either in the front of the right knee or behind the right thigh, whatever feels better for you. I'm going to roll the shoulders down. I'm going to sit up tall, and I'm going to draw the right knee in towards the right shoulder. Think about pressing belly to thigh and thigh to belly. I'm going to draw some circles with the right foot. Draw the biggest circles you can. We'll do like maybe 4 or 5, and then switch directions. And think about using your full range of movement there. Coming back to center, I'm going to point and flex, spreading the toes as far apart as I can, and then curling the toes. Roll the shoulders down, big breath in. I'm going to let go of the knee or from behind the thigh. Bring the right foot back to the floor, and we'll switch sides. I'm going to take the hands to the front of the left shin or behind the left thigh. If I'm rounding here, I'm going to sit up tall, roll the shoulders down, and draw the left knee towards the left shoulder. Think about thigh to belly, belly to thigh. When you're ready, we'll start drawing circles with the left big toe. Draw the biggest circle you can. Use your full range of motion. Switching directions. Come back to center, and we're going to spread the toes and curl the toes as we point and flex. Coming back to center, letting the ankle just hang. When you're ready, we're going to release our hands, let the left foot come down. Beautiful. I have the knees over the ankles. I'm minding my alignment here. Knees are over the ankles. And I'm going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Keeping the right foot flexed protects the right kneecap. I'm going to bring the hands to the hips, roll the shoulders down, and just sit here feeling this stretch for a few breaths. Have one more breath in. As we exhale, imagine hinging from the hips, and we lean forward a little bit, keeping the spine as straight as possible. Think about closing like a drawbridge. We're hinging from the hips, the spine stays straight. This is what the shape looks like from the side. If you don't hinge very far forward, that's fine. That means you're getting a stretch with less movement. That's totally okay. We're looking for a stretch on the outside of the right leg from the hip towards the knee. Keep the right foot flexed and try to keep the spine pretty long. Check in, see if we're rounding, see if we're arching, and try to neutralize the spine if so. Slowly coming back up. Uncross, bring that right foot down to the floor, and we'll switch sides. Left ankle over the right thigh, keeping the left foot flexed. I'm going to bring the hands to the hips and roll the shoulders down. And just breathe here for a few cycles of breath. Again, we may be feeling a stretch already just from this shape in the outer left hip or thigh. When you're ready, sit up tall, big breath in. As we exhale, imagine hinging from the hips, reaching the crown of the head forward, deepening the stretch right here on the outside of the left leg from like the mid glute through the hip, down the outer thigh. Check in with the spine. Am I rounding between the shoulders? Am I arching in the low back? If so, try to flatten out. Nice long neutral spine. Imagine closing like a drawbridge here. Slowly coming back up. I'm going to use 2 yoga blocks. You could use some books or a big pot on the floor, flipped upside down, or anything you have that'll give you just like a little bit of height. We're going to do one leg at a time. So I'm sitting on the edge of the chair. I've got my footstool in front of me. I'm going to take the right heel to the footstool with the foot flexed for a deeper stretch or softened for less deep of a stretch. I'm going to flex the foot. One more time, bringing the hands to the hips, sitting up tall. Check in with the spine. Am I rounding? Am I arching? Try to find your neutral. Square up the shoulders and the hips straight forward. Big breath in, and on the exhale, I'm going to hinge forward. As we hinge forward, like a drawbridge, again, we should feel a deep stretch in the back of the right leg, in the hamstring, and then if the foot is flexed, in the calf as well. Imagine pressing the crown of the head forward towards the toes as we lengthen from the right heel to the hips, up the spine to the top of the head. When you're ready, slowly hinging up. I'm going to step that right foot back down to the floor and switch sides. I'm going to take the left heel onto the footstool. I'm flexing the foot. Shoulders and hips pointing forward, sitting up tall. Big breath in on the exhale, hinging from the hips. Press the crown of the head forward. Lengthen from the left heel to the hips, up the spine to the crown of the head. Slowly hinging back up, bring that left foot back down to the floor. The last stretch that I'll show you, we'll use either the back of the chair or a table or a desk, but we're going to stand up and find a surface in front of us to put the hands on. I will be using the back of my chair, but again, if you have a desk or a dining room table or even like a kitchen countertop, anything flat that you can put the hands on will work. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna come behind my chair. I'm gonna step back maybe 3 or 4 feet. If you're real tall, a little further. If you're real short, a little closer. I've got the feet hip width, ankles under the knees, under the hips, under the shoulders. I'm gonna lift the toes, spread the toes wide, plant them down into the floor. I'm feeling for that brain to foot connection, feeling the soles of the feet, the toes pressing down into the floor. Make sure that the knees are not locked out. I want a little gentle bend in the knees. If we're arching the back, I'm going to tuck the tailbone forward a little. You should feel lengthening in the low back, and you should feel the core coming on to support the upper body. When you're ready, inhale the arms up, get tall. Keeping a bend in the knees, please do not lock the knees out. As we exhale, one more time, imagine hinging from the hips like a drawbridge. I'm going to reach the arms forward and take the hands or the arms to the back of my chair, the table, the desk, the kitchen counter. You might look like this. Neutralize the neck. Press the crown of the head straight forward so we're not cranking the neck up here, but lengthening from tailbone all the way through the neck. If the ears come between the biceps and the heart dips down below the arms, that's fine. Again, neutral through the back of the neck. So I don't want to let the head hang here, and I also don't want to crank it up. Just press the crown of the head straight forward. If you need a deeper stretch while you're here, you can play with bending one knee a little more. You should feel a stretch in the opposite leg. When you're ready, we're going to round the spine. Take the hands to the chair or the counter or the desk. Walk the feet back in. And we're done. Thank you guys so much for joining me for a quick stretch break. I hope you found a little space in the back side of the body today.